let's talk about how to find complementary and supplementary angles in degree and radians. Remember that for angles to be complementary, that means their sum is 90 degrees. And for supplementary, it means that their sum is 180. And here's a little visual for you. And notice that by the definition, they're positive angles. That will play an important role in a question we talk about here in a few seconds. But the directions say if possible, find the complement and supplement of each angle. For 72 degrees, the complement would just be 90 minus 72, which is 18. The supplement would be 180 minus 72, which is 108. So in degrees, everything is pretty straightforward. You did that in geometry, and hopefully that feels a little familiar to you. So let's look at the next example, and it's giving us 148 degrees. A little bit different beast there. Notice that we see that 148 is greater than 90. So it has no complement. Remember that complements are positive angles. If you try to do 90 minus 148, which is the process to find a complement, you would see that you get a negative number because we'd have to go backwards to get back to 90. So this question has no complement because we have to have two positive angles by definition, and that's not going to happen with 148. So it has no complement. The supplement would just be 180 minus 148, which is 32. All right, so those are degree questions, and they're pretty straightforward. Now let's do a complement question, and I believe it was asking us to do the complement of 2 pi over 5. Let's get back to that. A little bit too far. There it is. Okay, so 2 pi over 5 and then 4 pi over 5 already. So we would do pi over 2 minus 2 pi over 5 because pi over 2 is our equivalent for 90 degrees in radian measure. And right here in this example, they're actually doing by hand a common denominator and changing pi over 2 to 5 pi over 10. Did the same thing with 2 over 5 and converted that to a fraction with the common denominator to get pi over 10. But remember in class, we literally just put these two things in the calculator and we're okay with that. It's about the concept, not the process per se in finding a common denominator. So I'm okay with you using the calculator on that part. So for the supplement, remember the radian equivalent of 180 is pi. So that's why we do pi minus 2 pi over 5. It ends up being 3 pi over 5. So don't get confused with those in-between steps there. They're just showing you by hand how you would do that to find a common denominator. All right, and then the last question was asking us to find the complement and supplement of 4 pi over 5. If you actually tried to do this procedurally the same way that this one was done before with the 2 pi over 5, pi over 2 minus 4 pi over 5 will be a negative number because 4 pi over 5 is greater than pi over 2. So it has no complement. So it may not be possible to have a complement, and this one doesn't. For the supplement, though, you would still do your pi minus your 4 pi over 5 and get pi over 5. Again, just write that down, show your work for the calculator, basically, to give me a pi over 5. And that is how that works.